So this right here is what I designed up a couple weeks ago when I was just kind of thinking about what I wanted, and I settled on nothing but drawers here. So I'll have 6 deeper drawers and 3 shallow ones up top. That way I can just put like random screwdrivers and chisels and stuff like that, measuring tools, squares, yada yada. Since it's drawers, I'm not going to be putting these back panels in there. I don't know really what I was thinking, honestly, but it will have just basically these walls of the cabinets and a bottom panel, and of course our back braces. So there'll be one there on the back, one on the top, one on the front. All right, to kick this video off, we got a couple OSHA violations for you there. This just shows you why outfeed tables are a very useful tool when you're breaking down plywood. I'll definitely have to make myself one in the future. So this right here is what I like to call the poor man's track saw. All I'm doing is taking my original measurement that I need and adding about 1.5 inches. Well, not about 1.5 inches. I am adding 1.5 inches. That's how far my blade is from the fence. And that fence is just a scrap piece of plywood or a straight board or whatever you got laying around that is straight enough to cut with. Right there, I just didn't finish my cut all the way, so I went and got a hand saw and just trimmed that little bit off. Sounds great. Yeah, as good as that little technique there works, I still eventually think I'm going to have to get myself a track saw. I'm sure I'll end up saving myself a whole lot of time and wonder why I didn't get it sooner whenever I do get it. most of my pieces cut. I was just shy a couple sides maybe and a bottom here. I can't quite remember, but I ended up using 2.5 sheets of this 3/4 inch plywood. I'm putting a bunch of pocket holes in all of my brace pieces for those carcasses. I didn't bother filming me ripping those down because it was just me running more plywood through the table saw. And that giggle and shit-eating grin that I have there was from Talladega Nights. Ricky was saying he wants to go fast, and that is exactly what I was thinking when I was drilling all these pocket holes. So I'm about to glue up right here, and what I'm doing is putting my glue in my rabbets, spreading it around, and then I'm going to stand up my side pieces and clamp it in there, then put some brad nails in so I can take it out of the clamps right away. Now, looking back on this, I think what I would do in the future is, since I don't have any of those Woodpecker brand or Rockler brand or whatever 90-degree clamping blocks, I think I'm going to just make my own jigs if I still don't feel like putting the money into them, because I don't make cabinets a whole lot. But I think that's what I'm going to do next time, because really what I'm doing here is working with one 48-inch clamp and 2 or 3 36-inch clamps, and obviously that was just barely enough to get me by. Had I not had that 48, I don't think I would have gotten any of these together. Now all my carcasses are put together. Didn't bother filming the last two because they were just like the first one. And in that same fashion, I made the frame for the toe kick off camera as well. It's just simple stick framed butt joints, nothing special. And my concrete's not the best. as you can see on that right side, it was lifted up about 5/16, almost 3/8, and so I ended up having to shim it, but it was fine after that. And so here's those 3 cabinets all put together. Don't they look nice? And I'm just clamping those together where I'm about to pre-drill and run some screws in and hook them all together. And I am not really worried about how this might look. I don't think anybody's going to start taking the drawers out of my cabinet and inspecting my joints and stuff. So I just put some screws in the top, back and front, and a couple down below just to hook the cabinets together and make them all a single unit. And either way, they're shop cabinets, dude. Calm down.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Again, off camera, I cut all my face frame material down to the sizes I needed. I figured that was too much boring filler material for this video, and I would just save that time for footage of me putting it actually together.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
And now once I get this much done on there, I just walked it over to the actual cabinets to do a test fit and make sure everything was spaced right.
Sounds good. Sounds
These two were freaking tight, so instead of forcing them, I just took about a half a blade width off, and after that they slid right in. And just like that, we're ready for a final test fit. Damn, I gotta lay off the sauce. But I'm ready for a final test fit before I put brad nails into it, and I'm just using some spring clamps. Those work pretty good for light stuff like this. But it's pretty crazy to see as you go along when your pieces of wood turn into carcasses. It starts to feel a little more real. Then you put your carcasses together, then it looks like a row of cabinets almost. Then your face frame goes on, and it just about looks like you could slap some drawers in there and be done. So I was pretty excited to see this face frame go on. These are just scrap pieces of 3/4 plywood to fur out that back and make it where my slides are parallel with the sides of the carcass. And what I was trying to explain right there was I'm using this little vial from an old level to use to level my drawer slides. And I'm using that clamp in the back just as a third hand to hold that in place for me, and I can really fine tune it and get a good look at that vial. And the reason I'm doing it like this is because I know my carcass is perfectly level because my kick plate is perfectly level because I leveled it earlier. This shot angle is really showing me that I've got the hairline of a friar. Might as well have a damn robe on. Now when you're doing something repeatable like this, normally the way it goes is the first ones are always the hardest, but once you get those, then you can get measurements and just repeat those all the way across, which is what I did, and it made things go by so much quicker. I can't imagine if I tried to level each and every single one of them. I just wanted to make sure that what I was going to repeat was perfectly level without having to do it the rest of the way.
Sounds driving. Sounds driving. Sounds driving. Sounds driving.
Okay, all my drawer slides have been installed in this unit, and this is just a piece of leftover 3/4 I cut to the dimensions that I'm going to have the boxes for my drawers cut out, and this is the first test run. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so this is where we're at now. They're looking pretty good. They're nice and level and square. And all we got left to do now is make some drawers for it and get a countertop. But this is where I'm going to end the video. So stay tuned for an update on this. and I'll get these drawers made and hopefully get a countertop as well.